Good morning, children. By now you must be clear what do you mean by formula. So let's continue further. In this we are going to learn what is a cell range. A range is a group of, you can underline this. A range is a group of continuous cells. Contiguous cell means continuous cell, one after the other, and which forms the shape of a rectangle. It can be a group of two cells on the entire worksheet. And you can specify a range by writing the starting cell address followed by the ending cell address, and both are separated by colon. Now this is an example of a cell range, C1 colon C10. That means this range is starting from C1 cell and going till C10, and this indicates a range starting from cell C1 and ending to cell. Now how do we select? These are certain steps. So I have opened here side by side Excel sheet to show you. See, it's written click on the first cell in the range while holding down the left mouse button, drag it to the last cell. Now I click here, this is A1, let's say B1, and bring your mouse pointer here and click it down. Press your left mouse button and click it down. So this is your cell address from B1 to colon B7, right? Another way of doing it is click here, select the first cell in the range, and then press F8 to extend the selection by using the arrow key. So if I am going to press here F8 and then using the arrow key, you can bring it down. This is your, but another easy way is just, or we can, let's do it here again. Press the shift key and click here, whichever till where you want. Okay, so this arrow key is not working, I think, in my version, but I'll try again. Click here, it's written select the first cell in the range and then press F8. And if the F8 function is working, and extend the selection by using the arrow. So we have it here and let's see. No, it's not working here. So to stop the selection, again you have to press F8. You can just check whether it is working in your, but there are two ways you have learned. One is here and just drag it down. Other way is click, press the shift key and click the next cell. This is another way. Now using a range in formula. Now type the data which is shown in this figure. I'll type my own data. Let's say it is still B2 to B7. So I'm clicking on B2 and I'm entering some figures. Right? And in BT8, I have to write this formula. So formula always begins with equal to sign. And when sum is one function inbuilt. And how do we write this? I have started from B1. So I'll write B1 colon B2. Sorry, B7. And close the formula like this. And press enter. And you will see the sum here. So you will get the answer in B8. And the next part is naming a range. If you want to name a range, like if I click here and I bring it till here, this is my range, and the value name given to this range is B1 colon B7. But I want to give it some other name. Let's say I want to give it the name as numbers. So what are you going to do? You have to click on formula. Is defining names. Okay, and see on the formula bar in the defining names, you have to click on define name. and the new name dialog box appears. Now this is the new name dialog box. In the name field, enter the name that you want to specify for the range. So I'm going to give here, because if you see here, these are just numbers, so I'm going to give the name as numbers. Okay, and I want this scope to be in this workbook. Now this is sheet number 1, but this is complete workbook. If I want it on sheet number 1, I'll say sheet 1. Okay, and I don't want to write any comment, and if you want to write comment, you can say I can write here these are all numbers and press OK. So see, you have selected this range and you're getting the name as now numbers. So this is in the sheet number 1. Further, they are telling whether you want to name it to all sheets or if you want to name it only in one particular. So we have taken only in sheet number 1. Write some comment. We have written that it is roll number. Click OK. Now how do we use this named range in the formula? Okay. Now again I'm going to click here on the B8 cell. If I double click, you'll come to know what is written, sum B1 colon B7. But we have given it a name now, so we are going to change it. So what are we going to do? Instead of sum, we are going to write here numbers and close and enter. So you'll get the answer, right? So range names are not case sensitive. So if we talk about, you can click here and check, underline, range names are not case sensitive. The first letter, that means it must be a letter, an underscore or a backslash. And the range name must not be the same as the cell address. You don't have to write the name same as the cell address. Like I have written numbers, you can't write B1 colon B7. Now the next part is cell reference. Cell reference means underline. The cell address that we use in the formula is known as the cell reference. For example, A1. Now what is A? A tells you the column name. Now these are columns. Okay. So on top you can see A, B, C. These are the names given to different columns. So if I click here, let's say I click here, which cell is selected? A1, right? So this is A and the 1 denotes the row number. With references, you can use the data from different parts of the worksheet or different sheets of the worksheet. Now relative reference, there are many types underlined. There are 3 types of cell references. When you create a formula, references to a cell or range are usually based on the position relative to the cell. So when you copy or move the formula to the other cell, underline, the reference of the cell automatically gets changed. For example, in A3 we are going to write, now let's say A1 is 40 and this is 50. Now in A3 we will write equal to, we can write equal to A1 plus A2 and press enter. You will get the answer as 90. I want to copy this formula to P3. I'm going to give here, first of all I'm going to remove these values, and now I'm going to give here another values 11, 22. To calculate the sum, I can directly write plus B1 plus B2 equal to sign plus B1 plus B2, but I want to copy this formula. So click here, right click, copy. You will see it is highlighted like this, and paste. say